son, Mitchell Danton, who is the son of the wonderful actor, Ray Danton, who was a star in the 50s and then went on to be a director, and he's here with his mom. I can tell you, she must have been a great mom, because she's very difficult. So she's not only a good actress, she was a good mother. Mitchell Danton. We have one mic, but it's a good mic. You can hear us, right? It's okay. It's clear. What's terrific about the film, which you probably don't know and you weren't supposed to know, and Julie will tell us about it, there were two units. It was shot at Universal, but it was also a second unit on location. And the film is so well made that it looks as if the Universal backlot matches the location in Florida. Tell us about that.
Well, it's thanks to all the skill of the photographers and the director and so on. That's what movies are about. All these people that know just what they're doing and they can make magic on the screen.
Were you ever in the Waukeula Springs, Florida, was where the lagoon is that right?
I don't believe she was there, no. But her double Ginger Stanley, who was in the water shows, spent time there, as well as Rico Browning, the underwater creature. She was mainly at Universal with Ben Chapman, who's the land creature who sweeps her off the boat. That one shot that was a stunt double when he pulls her off the boat.
But otherwise, it's your mom.
Right. Above the surface swimming is Julie. Below the surface is Ginger Stanley, who was an amazing swimmer as well.
In two different places, 3,000 miles apart, Florida and California, and the magic of movies and great editing, you don't realize that. It's beautifully produced. I understand that when you first were told as a contract player that your next film was Creature from the Black Lagoon, you were not pleased.
Well, no, I had been working with some very wonderful leading men, and Rock Hudson and James Stewart and Arthur Kennedy, and so I saw this and I thought, the creature from the what? What is this? But then I thought, well, if I turn it down, I'll be on suspension. I won't get paid. That's not much fun. So I thought, well, what the hey? It might be fun. And indeed it was. And not only that, it's a good movie. And look, all these years later, people are still enjoying it. And so I'm very happy that I didn't turn it down. I'm delighted to be here with you all.
Do you think one of the reasons that people continue to be fascinated by the film is that the Gill man is sort of like us? He's almost human, and we sense in him a certain desire and a certain hesitation. He's crazy about your character. He desires Kay, but he won't touch her at first. Is that dance in the water a kind of erotic ballet? Did you think of it as that at the time?
Well, I don't know that I thought of it as that. I was just swimming on the surface, of course. You don't analyze all these things, but I think it's very true that the great appeal of this picture is that we do have great empathy for the creature. And we really like him when we pull for him. We don't want him to be mistreated and so on. And I think that's very good to have that element in this picture. So it's not a horrible creature as so many of the earlier films were. They were terrifying things, and but this was very different, and we had a very good atmosphere working on this picture too. A very when Ben would come out in the morning, all in that outfit, and I would say, "Oh, good morning, Beastie," and pat him on the cheek. So we had little jokes and things, and but we all took the work very seriously, and we had such a good director, as you know. And so I'm happy, and look, all these years later, I have the pleasure of coming to a theater with people who have enjoyed the movie once more. Thank you.
The white bathing suit in which you do your swim is probably one of the most famous costumes in Hollywood history. A little risque for the time, a little bit, a touch risque for the time. Do we know where it is? And if it were located, it would be worth almost as much as Marilyn Monroe's dress in 7-Year Itch.
I have been asked that question so many times. What became of the white bathing suit? And I always say, well, I think it went the way of all latex. You know, it just kind of eventually begins to disintegrate. And I think that's what happened. It just, all of us who have bathing suits, you know, they don't last forever. But many, I've always been very grateful to Rosemary Odell and to all the people in wardrobe who, they made it right there from her design. And so they made 3 or 4 for my double and for me if something happened to it. So they really have all the credit for that bathing suit. And it was kind of an adventure making this picture. It really was. It was. I never went, you know, to Florida really, but just working there on the back lot. They had a wonderful lagoon there, and we all sort of got into the spirit of the picture, and I think that shows in the film itself that we were really into it. It was not just a job. I thought the script was very good, and we had a wonderful director. So, and look, all these years later, folks are still enjoying it. Thank you all for being here.
I want to mention your co-stars because they